Cuando a mí me presentaron ese outfit, yo mismo dije, diablo, esto está cabrón, pero es lo divertido, como que tratar cosas nuevas, y a mí me gusta cuando yo me he visto de una
Bad
manera.
Bunny is about to do something that feels almost too perfect to be accidental after taking DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS around the world through packed arenas, stadiums, headlines, streaming records, and endless conversations about his influence. He is preparing to end the era exactly where the story began, Puerto Rico. And if that sounds like a simple concert announcement, it really is not. Because with Bad Bunny, even the ending can feel like the beginning of something much bigger. Welcome to Inside the Heist, your spot for pop culture, hip-hop, and celebrity drama. Subscribe, stay tuned, and now back to the video. The Puerto Rican superstar is officially set to close his DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS tour at Hiram Bithorn Stadium in San Juan, Puerto Rico, with shows scheduled for August 22 and 23. Yes, after all the international attention, the massive crowds, and the global success, the final destination is home. Apparently, after conquering much of the world, the only place left to impress is the place that already knows exactly who he is. And that is what makes this moment so interesting. Bad Bunny is not simply ending another tour, he is closing a chapter that has become much larger than a collection of concerts. DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS has grown into a cultural statement, a celebration of Puerto Rican identity, and another reminder that Bad Bunny has never needed to separate his global success from where he comes from. In fact, he seems to be doing the opposite. The bigger he becomes internationally, the more loudly Puerto Rico appears in his story. That is why the final two shows in Puerto Rico carry a different kind of weight. These are not just the last dates printed on a tour schedule, they are the homecoming, the final stop, the place where the lights go down after the rest of the world has finished watching. Tickets for Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico are scheduled to go on sale virtually on Wednesday at 10 a.m. exclusively for Banco Popular customers through PR Ticket. And considering the level of attention surrounding Bad Bunny right now, it would probably be optimistic to imagine that tickets will simply sit there waiting politely for everyone to make up their minds. They probably will not. This is Bad Bunny we are talking about, and fans understand that. For many supporters, seeing Bad Bunny perform these songs in Puerto Rico is going to mean more than simply watching another concert. The music of DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS has carried memories, emotions, relationships, parties, heartbreak, pride, nostalgia, and cultural identity. Hearing those songs performed on the island where so much of that identity comes from could create an atmosphere that no international venue can completely reproduce. That does not mean the other shows were less important. It means this one is different, very different. There is something powerful about an artist performing his final show of a major era in front of people who understand the cultural references without needing an explanation. No translation, no footnotes, no long explanation of what a phrase means. Just Puerto Rico hearing Bad Bunny speak its language, tell its stories, and celebrate its culture in the biggest way possible. But numbers do not explain why his connection to Puerto Rico remains so strong. Numbers can show how many people listened. They cannot fully explain why the music matters. They cannot explain the pride that comes from seeing someone from Puerto Rico become one of the biggest artists in the world without abandoning the identity that made him unique. They cannot explain why fans might look at those final Hiram Bithorn Stadium gates and feel like they are witnessing something historic. And if this is where the story seems to be heading, there is one more reason to pay attention. The ending of a major Bad Bunny era has always created curiosity about what comes next. That curiosity is not necessarily based on a secret announcement or some confirmed surprise. It's simply the natural question that appears whenever a superstar reaches a major turning point. What is next for Bad Bunny? Will there be a new musical direction? A new project? A completely different concept? Another unexpected move? Or will he simply take a step back and let the noise settle? Nobody outside his closest circle can know for certain. The tour began with a project deeply connected to Puerto Rican life and identity, and now the tour is ending in Puerto Rico itself. That creates a circle. The music goes out into the world listens, the artist becomes even bigger, and then he returns home. There is something almost cinematic about it all. But perhaps the most important part is that the story should not be reduced to celebrity worship. Bad Bunny's success matters because of what it represents within the wider music industry. For years, Latin music has grown from being treated as a separate category into becoming one of the most powerful forces in global entertainment. Bad Bunny has played a major role in that shift. He has demonstrated that an artist does not necessarily need to change his language or erase his cultural identity to reach a worldwide audience. Instead, the audience can come to him. That is a significant change, and Puerto Rico is deeply connected to that story. When Bad Bunny performs in San Juan, he is not simply performing for an audience that happens to live on the same island where he was born. He is performing in a place that has watched the entire transformation happen. The people there have seen the rise, they have seen the criticism, they have seen the success, they have seen the headlines. They have watched him become one of the most recognizable names in modern music, and now they get to watch him close another chapter. There is also a strange beauty in the fact that DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS is not ending somewhere that feels disconnected from its identity. It's ending at home. That makes the final concerts feel less like a goodbye and more like a celebration of everything that came before. The August 22 and 23 performances could become emotional nights for fans who have followed Bad Bunny throughout the era. They could also become cultural moments that people remember long after the final song. But the twist is that the real story may not be the ending at all. The real story may be what the ending makes possible. Every major era needs a final moment before the next one can begin. The end of DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS creates that space. Bad Bunny now has the opportunity to decide what the next version of his career looks like, and if history has taught audiences anything, it's that expecting him to do the obvious thing is probably the least reliable strategy. Perhaps he will surprise everyone. Perhaps he will take his music somewhere completely unexpected. Perhaps the next chapter will be quieter. Perhaps it will be even bigger. Perhaps there is no secret plan at all. And honestly, that last possibility might be the most frustrating one for fans who have already created 20 different theories online. But that uncertainty is part of the excitement. For now, the confirmed story is clear. Bad Bunny is bringing the DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS tour home. The final concerts are scheduled for August 22 and 23 at Hiram Bithorn Stadium in Puerto Rico. Tickets are scheduled to go on sale virtually on Wednesday at 10 a.m. for Banco Popular customers through PR Ticket. And after that, the race begins. Fans will rush for tickets. Social media will fill with reactions. People will celebrate. Others will complain about missing out. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, Bad Bunny will be preparing to step onto the stage in Puerto Rico and close another enormous chapter. The irony is almost too perfect. An artist who spent years becoming a global superstar is now ending one of his biggest journeys in the place that knew him before the world did. The world may have discovered Bad Bunny, but Puerto Rico never needed an introduction. That is why these final shows matter. They are not simply about saying goodbye to a tour. They are about returning to the source. They are about celebrating an era that carried Puerto Rican identity far beyond the island. They are about showing that global success and cultural roots do not have to compete with each other. And perhaps most importantly, they are about reminding everyone that when Bad Bunny's career reaches another major turning point, Puerto Rico is still standing at the center of the story. The final show will eventually arrive. The lights will come on, the crowd will roar, the music will begin. Thousands of people will sing along. Bad Bunny will perform the songs that defined this era, and eventually, the final song will play. Then the lights will go down, and for a brief moment, DeBÍ TiRAR MÁS FOToS will officially be over. But that is where the suspicious part begins, because when Bad Bunny closes a chapter, the natural question is not simply what was lost, it is what he is preparing to build next. Maybe the final Puerto Rico performance will answer that question. Maybe it will create even more questions. Maybe there will be a surprise that the world will be left with one question. What does Bad Bunny do after the biggest chapter closes? That part nobody can answer yet, and maybe that's exactly how he wants it. If viewers want to follow every twist, every announcement, and every unexpected move that comes next, they should subscribe now and stay with the channel, because this may be the end of DeBÍ TiRAR MÁS FOToS, but it certainly does not feel like the end of Bad Bunny's story.